Court is in session, and the Karens have arrived. Experience 30 minutes of legal battles, verbal showdowns, and gavel-pounding justice as Karens face off against the law. No Karen is above the law. Watch as this judge puts her in her place.
Ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I would like to call...
Ma'am, stop. I know you want to control this room, but this isn't Burger King. When the sign changes to Burger King, you can have it your way. Right now, this is my courtroom, and you will answer my questions. Stop. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Yes or no? All right, I'll take that as silence. I understand her attorney is on here. Where is her attorney? You will not act disrespectful in this court. Do you understand, ma'am? You certainly may remain silent. Where is your attorney? Do we have an attorney?
I'm on here.
Sir?
Our next Karen's trial is starting to go pear-shaped, and it looks like she could be given some serious jail time. So what does she do to try and save her bacon? She pretends the judge is hurting her and films it. Just wait for the judge's hilarious reaction.
I feel so attacked right now. I don't know what to do. Somebody please send help. I'm just so attacked. Help! He's the gavel. He's beating me.
Somebody get this ham sandwich out of my court.
When in a court of law, everyone knows that the judge has the final say. But this male Karen prosecutor clearly missed that memo when he claims that the judge's ruling is a sham and storms out of the courtroom.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I would object to going forward anyway right now without the elected county prosecutor who's on this case.
But she chose not to be here.
That's not accurate, Judge.
Okay, okay, your objection's noted.
We had a phone status conference 2 weeks ago in which Ms. Schiff will...
Your objection is noted. Okay?
I'm not going to participate in this proceeding without the elected county prosecutor. I think this is a sham that you're going forward. When the court was...
You're going to sit here. You're going to sit here.
You were told about her unavailability and specifically told her on the phone not to cancel that appointment, that it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to be here for the decision, that's your business.
Well, Your Honor, I think this is outrageous. You're going forward without the prosecutor.
Sometimes Karens just need to be made a brutal example of, and when this next Karen cheers when it's revealed the man caring for her child is not the dad after all. Take a look at how the judge reacts.
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry. Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there.
I'm sorry.
Because I held out hope that you weren't just acting a fool because you so mad at him because he cheated on you that you would cheat your child out of a father. But that cheering you did, what you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
I'm not.
No, you were. He is over here breaking down because he loves this child so much. I sit here day after day after day with women hoping a man would drive 16 miles to see their baby, much less 160 miles each way.
I'm not sure this male Karen criminal understands the law, or much else really, as he claims even though he stole money from a bank, that he's innocent. Never mind innocent, how about arrogant? And guilty. Don't forget guilty.
The issue here was the enactment clause. All that was a diversion. I'm talking about the enactment clause under our Constitution. Okay. Michigan Constitution, 1963, Article 4, subsection 23. What it states, it's mandatory, it's shall. You know this.
Mr. Rory?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting high strong again, but I love the Constitution.
Take it down. But No, I didn't know. I mean, I know I schooled you on it, but I didn't know you didn't go and listen to me. So, all right. I just want to make sure. Okay. The statute would say we the people of the state of Michigan enact, and then would go into the statute. The complaint is then going to basically apprise you that you have violated the statute that the state of Michigan, or the people of the state of Michigan have enacted. So you got that just a touch bit wrong.
Okay, correct.
All right.
But it should say enactment clause, because this lets me know the authority by which is decreed.
He doesn't have to, but go ahead.
It doesn't have to, but
He doesn't have to.
Your Honor, I'm not even in no position to say anything. You know the law, but
I do.
I'm just saying from what I'm reading in the Constitution and what it says and what Supreme Court justices have stated on the matter.
All right.
Okay? That's all I'm saying. I don't know nothing but what I read and what I interpret. I think I'm pretty intelligent enough to interpret the English dictionary.
Yes. Yes, sir. All right.
What you're telling me is that regardless to what, you're going to bend the Constitution to your understanding and how you want to rule on this, and that you still obtain subject matter jurisdiction on a bogus complaint. Is that what you're telling me?
Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
16 years I've been on the bench and never bent the Constitution in any direction. Okay. So
Karens really love testing their luck, and boy did this one get lucky. She falsely files a sanction in court despite having no case, and goes, "I knew it was fixed," while clearly being full of it.
In pro per for my motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
I'm sorry, on his what?
I have a motion for sanctions against...
I know that. And the purpose of the sanctions are based on what?
It was a frivolous and vexatious PPO based on nonsense. I am not stalking Mr. Nicoletti.
I haven't signed a PPO.
His petition for a PPO, let me...
Okay, were you served?
No, I wasn't, but may...
No, you may not. How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point.
Ms. Stevens, do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
I have a constitutional right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no good reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man for whatever reason you may have, and I really don't care because it does not involve me or my court. However, had I issued a PPO, you would have a basis to be before me. I did not issue a PPO. He did not pursue his right to a hearing on the PPO. You were never served, and here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. Your relief is denied, and in addition to that, I am sanctioning you with costs of $500 forthwith to the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I said I knew it was fixed.
Ms. Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
Representing yourself in court is never usually a good idea, especially when you're a male Karen who doesn't understand the law or how to behave in a courtroom. This is only going to end one way.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
No, I'm going to say what I want
You
to say.
called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
All right. What you doing is judicial misconduct. It's judicial misconduct. But you don't want the jury to hear the truth. That's not fair to the jury. They have a right to hear everything. Nothing to sit here and let you fix the trial because you don't want to tell the truth to the jury.
Mr. Brooks, please stop.
No, ain't no please.
You are
nothing.
being disruptive.
Ain't
You
no
are being
please.
disrespectful.
You always
The
going to
witness
find
may
some
step
reason to
down.
say somebody's being disruptive because they want the truth to be out there. Man, quit it. You're supposed to be the
Mr.
judge.
Brooks, I'm advising you that continued interruptions will result in you forfeiting your right to be present in this courtroom.
Under what law and
during
fact can you do that?
Illinois versus Allen.
Okay,
sir.
but the fourth option that you made up, that's not even in the law.
Mr.
Because you can't do that.
I need to make a
By law, you
ruling.
can't do that.
I need to
And
make
you
a
know you
finding.
can't.
All right, I'm going to excuse everyone. Mr. Brooks is being removed from the courtroom. He will continue in the neighboring courtroom. Please make sure he has his objection signed and a pad of paper.
So is that
he can.
So is that holding me in
meaningfully
contempt?
participate, and I will make a ruling when I.
So are you
after
holding
we
me
come
in
back up.
contempt? Is that civil or criminal?
This Karen falls down in slow motion as she screams for help like a baby. Now that's some Amber Heard level acting there.
I feel so attacked right now. I don't know what to do. Somebody please send help. I'm just so attacked. Help! He's the gavel. He's needing
After the incredibly sad case where a 3-year-old child was murdered by 2 women, our next clip captures the moments where they're told they're serving life for their crime. The crying in the background is from the 2 girls' families, who seems like they're infinitely more sorry than the girls who committed the murder.
The severity of the blow to that child's leg, and to say that you did not recognize what had been done, to ignore what must have been the excruciating sounds that came from that child on a daily basis, is more than disconcerting to this court. And as such, the court finds it appropriate that each be sentenced to the State Department of Corrections for a period of life. You will get credit for any of the time that you.
This Karen can't believe the judgment given against her, and flat out tells the judge she's wrong. But when the judge holds her in contempt of court, things get fiery. Wait for it.
Personal life. It's none of your business. It has nothing to do with
Miss
you
Hardwick,
boys. No.
you will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt of
It doesn't
court.
make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court.
Get off of me!
After serving some time in jail for a drug possession charge, this Karen tries to get smart with the judge, but her smart mouth is about to cost her a lot of time and money.
So are you working?
Yes,
How much money are you making a week approximately?
approximately about $200 a week.
Okay, and do you own any property of value? A house, a car, a bank account, significant amounts of jewelry?
Yes,
What do you own?
I own a lot of jewelry, all right, as well as
Go
a
ahead.
car.
Well, how much would you say your jewelry is worth? It's not a joke, you know. We are not in a club now.
Okay, but it's, you know,
Hey, well,
kind
you
of,
see,
you know,
we
but
are not in a club. Be serious about it.
I'm serious about
Oh,
it.
you're
You
being
just
very.
made me
I can see
laugh.
you're serious, all right.
You just made me laugh. I apologize.
It's all right. How much is your jewelry worth?
It's worth a lot of money.
Like what?
Like,
Huh?
it's worth
Ma'am?
money.
Have you had any kind of drugs in the last 24 hours?
Actually, no.
Actually, no.
Judge, I'll make it easy for the court, respectfully. I would set the appointment at this time.
No, I'm going to appoint you because you own a lot of substantial amounts of jewelry. You can go and sell your jewelry for a private attorney. What is the standard bond?
It's to be,
Ain't going to be no PTS.
okay, 5,000 on count one, and then the rest should be ROR.
Count one would be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring him back again. I believe I heard you saying to.
Yes, I did. I'm not going to the.
I believe you. Did you say? Did you say that?
Yes, sir. I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I
gonna
find you in
lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
Speaking of Amber Heard, this Karen should honestly be drafted into the NBA for her beautiful reaction.
Lower your voice, please. Control yourself.
Sitting just behind Vera DeWitt is Jen Schaefer, the city's Public Works Commission chairwoman.
That's all. Thank you. The next speaker is Marvin Clayton. Hey. Stop that woman from leaving the room. She should be arrested.
After a lifetime of getting away with everything and never being told the word no, our first Karen freaks out when karma shines down on her when she's handed a hefty sentence. It's not very often you get carried out of court.
Dr. Seuss said that I was competent to stand trial, and Dr. Bradley doesn't like me.
Okay.
So
She's remanded into custody, and Christina, get somebody else to do the, other than Bradley, to do the evaluation.
how long will it take?
What do you think? 2 weeks? 2 weeks. As soon as she's because we have Sussman, right? Okay, so we've got the Sussman eval. Yes, you are.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
I pressed the button. I never pressed the button before.
Thought the last one was lame. Watch this Karen go to extreme lengths to defend a theater shooter.
Mental illness is everything. I'm the biological mother. She's a surrogate. They took him away from me, and they adopted because they know they had mental illness. Tell you, all of my family's full of FBI. He's got guns in his blood. We need to know.
The sanction that I'm going to impose is 3 weeks in the Arapahoe County Jail. Take her away, Sheriff. Thank you.
During a murder trial, 2 family members of the defendants were thrown out of court for laughing at the grieving victims in the courtroom. This infuriated everybody in the room so much that the laughing pair were sentenced to 93 days in jail for their trouble. Let's see who's laughing now.
Yeah, it's time for him to go. And I don't know who he is, but whoever can sit here at a tragic moment like this and laugh and smile when somebody has lost a family member. I mean, the entire time that Mr. Zerker's sister was speaking, that clown, and that's what I'm going to call him, a clown, was sitting there smiling and laughing. Yeah, you can go too, because if you don't know how to act, you can go to jail. So leave. Anybody that can sit there and laugh and smirk when somebody, take her, she's going in the back. She's going in the back. Anybody else want to go? You can go too. This is a court of law, and these are very serious matters, and I understand you all are upset because your loved one is going to prison, but guess what? She's going to prison for the choices that she made. Being taken into custody for criminal contempt. Your disruptive and disrespectful behavior disrupted today's proceedings, and you, ma'am, are going to the Wayne County Jail for 93 days for direct criminal contempt. Anybody else want to go? Try it.
Drinking and driving accidents are nothing to laugh at. And neither will this Karen after hearing about her punishment. Who's laughing now, Karen?
Ma'am, you are being taken into custody for criminal contempt. Your disruptive and disrespectful behavior disrupted today's proceedings, and you, ma'am, are going to the Wayne County Jail for 93 days for direct criminal contempt.
As for Amanda's mother, Donna, she spends the night in jail and appears before Judge Lillard the next morning. Donna seems to have learned a serious lesson from just one night behind bars.
Ms. Carson, is there something you'd like to say?
Yes, I deeply apologize for what I did. I was under a lot of stress. And I deeply apologize for what I did in your court. I just needed to get out. And it's been very hard for me this year, and I know for the other family. And I'm so sorry for what I did. And I know it was wrong, and I apologize.
After a long day dealing with Karen after Karen, this next judge saves the best for last. You won't believe what happens when the judge sentences her. Wait for it.
Personal life. It's your business. It has nothing to do with
Miss Hardwick,
no.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt of the court.
It doesn't make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
When these 2 women are sentenced to life in prison for murder, they think that screaming at the top of their lungs will help. Newsflash, it won't. Actually, it makes everything a hell of a lot worse.
Go to that child's leg and to say that you did not recognize what had been done to ignore what must have been the excruciating sounds that came from that child on a daily basis is more than disconcerting to this court. And as such, the court finds it appropriate that each be sentenced to the State Department of Corrections for a period of life. You will get credit for any of the time that you've served. That will be
Crocodile tears seem to be the theme of today's video, and this clip is no different. After seeing red behind the wheel, our next Karen is convicted of manslaughter, and when sentenced, breaks down for all to see. Your actions have consequences, Karen.
I'm going to commit you to the Department of Corrections, Ms. Jackson, for the middle term of 6 years for the reasons I've stated.
Darla Jackson burst into sobs as the judge hands down her sentence. Time she will serve for the voluntary manslaughter of U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer Zacharias Bube. Prosecutors argued Jackson ran over Bube in a fit of road rage on a South Bay freeway in May of 2015.
To kick things off, we have a Karen who can't believe the judgment given against her and flat out tells the judge she's wrong. But when the judge holds her in contempt of court, things get fiery. Wait for it.
Personal life is your business. It has nothing to do with
Miss Hardwick.
No.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt of the court.
It doesn't make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. Go now.
Get off of me!
Stand back.
The next Karen literally attacks a judge. Who's stupid enough to defy this judge in their own court? She probably brushed the assault off as, I was just trying to shake her hand.
Miss Hardwick.
No.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt days for contempt of court. Go now.
The star of our next clip is Darrell Brooks, a man with the reputation of not hiding his true feelings when court is in session, getting thrown out multiple times. And it's another one of those days for Darrell when he interrupts and stops a witness he called to the stand.
Did you have to have surgery on that leg?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Sí.
Yes. Let's see which one.
Just one? Dos.
Two. That's not gonna work either.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
No, I'm gonna say what I want.
You called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
All right.
What you doing is judicial misconduct. It's judicial misconduct.
The 21st century has brought us many things. But one thing I didn't think I'd ever see is court hearings held over Zoom. Well, another thing I didn't see coming is a defendant showing up to a Zoom meeting with a nickname quite like this one. Take a look.
Then we'll bring this fool in. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not but 3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why would
that in a little bit? What kind of logs into court like that? What's your name again?
Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in.
Well, that's what it says.
Well, I apologize. That should not be.
Yeah, you should. I'll put you in the waiting room. You can sit in limbo for a while and think about what you call yourself online.
Having your priorities in order is an important thing. And unfortunately, this Karen has hers the wrong way around when confronting an officer during an arrest of a convicted abuser, all because it was happening near the abuser's church.
To meet you.
Where's Ryan?
He's in the back of the car. You can talk to him.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
He's going back in that church.
I'm sorry, he's not.
You do not have the authority to come into a church and arrest anybody.
I was never asked to leave. I was never denied access
You
to the church.
do not have the authority.
It was not with the intent,
I don't.
like I said, to violate anybody's rights or anything like that. We got word that he had come here and we were trying to locate him. I have a domestic violence victim. That takes priority. Their safety takes priority.
Their safety does not allow you to violate the law of this country.
We have people helping us try to find
you.
him.
You can come in. You cannot arrest anybody in the sanctuary of this place.
We sure can.
You cannot. It is
It was
illegal.
not the intention to violate the sanctuary.
So sorry, I don't know about your intention, but here's what I do know.
We were trying to
gonna get
locate
to the bottom
him.
of it. I
That's
understand you're trying to locate him, and I respect what you do. We need you. But you need to respect the sanctity of this institution. Government cannot come in and arrest somebody. You, East Haven
If the
police
circumstances
have no...
was under those circumstances, I would understand and I would agree with you 100%. It wasn't like that.
This Karen has the audacity to accuse a high court judge of being racist, and that's why she was given a harsh sentence. But even when the judge tries to give her side or tries to reason with the Karen, all she gets is interruptions and further accusations. I think it's you, Karen, who's the problem here.
You guys will just take his side. I'm an African American woman. I'm a black woman, and you guys are all white. You can say you're not racist as much as you want until you're blue in the face, but your actions say otherwise. Okay. And it's clear that you don't have children yourself because of the decisions that you make.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. So, Mr. Lytle, I want to make sure that I reinstate her contact, and we're following the order that was entered by Judge Marquis.
That's what you said yesterday, and you didn't
listen
deliver,
to me.
Didn't deliver on that.
You're going to be held in contempt, and the next time you
interrupting what
Held in
the judge is trying to
contempt
say to
for
Mr.
speaking.
Lytle.
I'm a pro
You
se
had your
litigant.
chance to
I'm a pro
talk.
se litigant, and it's my right to speak. As a judge, you have no right to shut up a pro se litigant. And
So here, I understand you've missed time, and I understand you are entitled to compensatory
you don't
time.
understand.
I do. So here's what. Listen. So for this week, the compensation is going to be as follows. On Friday, she will receive the child. Let's say 10 a.m. and that's going to be at the police department, and that's on MLK. Correct, Mr. Lytle?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
So Nicholas gets.
All right, I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. We're going to hang up, and I'm going to go off the record, Mr. Lytle. That's when you should have the client back.
And now I'm held.
And that's the date and the time. Thank you very much. We're hanging up. Goodbye.